Hi folks, welcome to the Sabre Zone. This is the video on the channel for those of you that are new, that always discusses what you guys had to say out there. I dig it up, I find it, and I put it out here. So let's take a look at it. This is a simple one, but I have to do a video on this one, okay? Okay, get ready. This is a good one, guys. Very simple. All right, here's the clip. New Jersey Devils 3, Vegas Golden Eichels 2, you're welcome. That's credit goes to Been There, Done That, who's one of the regulars on the channel that shows up. And is always a polite, nice, neutral fan that always comes over and gives his input. So been there, done that. I got to admit, since this whole month happened in my life, I don't think I laughed as much as I did that minute I read that note. I just ran into this yesterday because I caught up my notes yesterday, except my last two videos. I usually wait 24 hours to catch up my notes for those of you that are new, to give 24 hours for the video to wean out a bit, you know? So yeah, I read that, the Vegas Golden Eichels. Oh my God. You know, I heard on, it was on After the Whistle. I'm sure that's where I heard it. And After the Whistle, and they were just talking about how this is going to become Jack's team and this is going to become a mess over there. And it's funny. It's funny the opinion that the Sabres do have now. A lot of people kind of see things the way I see it now when it comes to Jack Eichel. I was pretty much alone, guys, years ago with my opinion on Jack Eichel. I mean, I know he was a great player, but I don't care about that. I care about a team player. You know, I played hockey. I know how guys with egos just aren't respected in the dressing room. They just are happy you can do what you can do on the ice, but off the ice, they don't like you. On the ice, they don't really like you also. And this is really going to be a different beast over there, what's going on. Yes, when Jersey won this game, guys, I think Sabres Nation was like, like we won Game 7 in a series. I bet anything. You know, I didn't see too many Sabres fans talking about it, but we're watching, Been There. We are watching, believe me. And when Jersey won that, when it was Jersey going to Vegas, I'm like, oh man. And I just had a vision hoping Lindy can get the boys riled up, you know, for this game because they got a young team, Jersey, and it's unpredictable, a young team. It's always unpredictable, as you know, right? And they went in there and beat them. And they beat them in the coming back in the third, right? So, oh God, man. I was watching, though, last night's game. I was so upset. So upset. I mean, this Samsonov, okay, in Washington is useless. I'll just put it out there. He was useless in the third period yesterday. He let in softies. Just ridiculous. And you know, ruined Ovi's night of getting his 50th goal because the goaltending wasn't even close up to par for Washington. If that's the goaltending the Capitals are going to get in the playoffs, they're done. They're done. You know, I don't know why they had this guy starting, really. Maybe the Capitals fans can say otherwise, but no. When you let in goals that soft, and you got a team on the ropes like Vegas, you put them away, especially if you're the best road team in hockey. Couldn't believe yesterday's game. Couldn't believe it. I was so happy that Ovi tied it up and forced overtime. And then in overtime, another pretty much soft goal. You know, it was like, ugh. I was just happy that game was over with. The Capitals really let me down, and the Devils came through, so I was very happy about that. I don't think there's anybody, and this is what the video's about, guys. I don't think there's anybody in Buffalo who wants Vegas to make the playoffs. I don't think there's a soul. If there is, you might want to not tell anybody where you live because, oh my God. Like I can't tell you the stratosphere I have for my dislike of the Vegas Golden Knights at this point. And guys, I swear, in year one of their existence, I was pulling for them all the way to get there, all the way to get to the finals. And not until they ran into Washington did I have to cheer for the Capitals, because I've watched the Capitals since their inception in '75. And the only thing the Capitals had going for them back then were the red, white, and blue that the Habs wore. That was it. They had the same colors as the Habs. That was it. There was nothing. That Capitals team was the worst team in NHL history. So to see that franchise go from that disaster to the pinnacle was just an amazing thing for me in my lifetime to witness. It really was. And the Blues, I was happy for them also that they won a cup. So I was, like there's certain franchises that I like. I want to see win Stanley Cups, not just, of course, ours. I feel we're the most due of anybody. But it's always nice to watch a team win their first cup. That's always a nice story. And then Vegas, somewhere along the line, thought they're bigger than the NHL. With their pregame show and their cheerleaders and they just got, their heads got way too big. And this is why a little touch of humbleness will do them good. Actually, a good slap of it will, It would be nice for them to miss the playoffs this year and next year and teach them a lesson, because you can't just do what you did to guys like Fleury, because you got a clown like Lehner coming in and demanding to be the number one goalie. Because basically, I don't care what they say to the cameras. We know off ice what was going on. Fleury just, sucked it up and went over to Chicago. And, now I hope if Vegas make the playoffs, that somehow, some way, it's Minnesota and Fleury that end them. That would be beautiful to see that happen. But something happened yesterday. I'm not too sure in that game. Lehner in the first period let in a soft one. He always lets in soft ones. We know, we're Sabres fans. And Lehner, of course, did his slow as cold molasses routine, where he has the reflexes of a snail. He does. He's never been quick in nets. He looks like a guy that should be honestly doing his farm work, having a beer. He doesn't look like an NHL goalie when you look at this guy. And they took him out after the first, and he didn't look injured. He's sitting on the bench. I don't know, maybe he was saying, I don't feel like playing. I don't know with that guy, right? I don't know. I'm not going to be one of these channels. I'm going to pretend so you guys subscribe to my channel. I like Robin Lehner. I can't stand him. I think he's a cancer for the NHL. Any guy that opens his mouth like that, hey, come on, enough. We know, you're opinionated, but even in the Jack Eichel deal, he tried to be the center of attention. We all seen it. No. Come on. It's too much. Sometimes it's too much. Keep your trap shut, buddy. We don't need to hear it every time there's a dispute out there. You're not the devil's advocate every time. Although he thinks he is, but if you can short of a six-pack, that's all that is. It's anybody that can complain, okay, that's making $5 million a year to fail year after year after year, because he's never won anything, to fail, and then complain that the NHL isn't concerned about their feelings because of COVID and they're being locked in. Oh, poor them being locked in a top-notch hotel getting first-class service and food, eh? Oh, isn't that an awful life, Robin? Come on. Sooner or later, what happened to the normal working man that provides for his family and does everything he can out there? I compare it to the deadbeat dad that complains the kid's clothes aren't sufficient, but he's not giving any alimony to the wife, or child support, I should say. Come on. So there's always going to be those characters, the way I see it. So when it comes to Vegas, you can see why I'm cheering against them. Number one reason for me isn't Jack Eichel, it's Robin Lehner. I want him to go down. I don't want that guy to ever come close to a Stanley Cup in his career. That's one guy that I couldn't believe the Vegas fans, but showed the inexperience of the fans and the commercialism of the fans that said, oh, well, it's time for a change. And they trade away a goalie who just won the Vezina. How does that make sense for this guy? Because what? Because he has a big mouth and will complain publicly about things? You'd rather have that, really, than a guy who stops pucks and who's won Stanley Cups? I can go on and on about that. I think I speak for Sabres Nation when I say we don't want Vegas in the playoffs. And not just because of the draft lottery. We just don't want them there, And I won't mention Jack's name either. I'm sure, But it's not over yet, guys. That is not over. Even though they won yesterday, they still have a mountain to climb over there. So yes, the Vegas Golden Eichels are going to struggle to get in. If I was to say a team I think that they can catch, I thought it was LA. If you look at LA's schedule, no, I don't think it will be LA. It might be Dallas, because Dallas is the most inconsistent playoff team I find in the entire NHL right now. I just hope Dallas, and I'm, as a Sabres fan, I'm really rooting for Dallas to get that spot, not Vegas. Vegas need to miss, guys. It would be for the good of hockey. It really would be. And the good of their fans. You know, get a little humble. Understand, no, you're not the Mecca of hockey. Toronto is, remember? Yeah, that's another story in itself. We'll leave that for a 60-minute video one day, 60-minute rant video. All right, that's it. I got to get out of here. I got things to do. I'll see you folks in the post game tonight.